do public input at that time, so.
Just unmute everyone now. You turn that one on, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Maybe just verify with everybody at home.
Yeah,
We don't have video again due to weak signal.
okay.
I think that came from over there. You gonna hand that?
Thank you.
Someone will. They already. Oh, yeah. Or Jim, Jim. Oh, yeah.
Pastor Willis, we have to give you
The president is here.
short.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Congratulations, yes.
congratulations.
We'll call the meeting to order and begin with the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started, I'd just like to apologize those who tuned in and are watching that our video is not up due to some complications beyond our control anyway, so I apologize for that. So with that, make a motion to entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to approve tonight's agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. The minutes for our last meeting was on pages 1, 2, and 3. This is from January 5th.
I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to approve the minutes from January 5th. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Public input. At the Farm and Home Show, we did have a sign up for $100 off utility bill for this month, and I will have, we'll draw that name out now, and then I shook it up really well. If I can get the cover off. There you go. All right. You want to read it? Mike Beener, will get that, so congratulations, Mike. I'd also like to thank everybody who attended the Farm and Home Show, especially those who stopped by the city booth. It's always gives us an opportunity to visit, to, ask any questions or just have a small conversation. So, I appreciate all those who stopped by. Anything else for public input? Hearing none, we'll go to new business, the special event liquor license. The Miller needs a pool. The Miller which will be an event held in the Miller Community Center on the 30th of this month and 31st, rather. 31st, yes, thank you.
I see that on the agenda. It is the
31st. I was going to say, I can be there the 30th.
The 31st,
Yes. Shelley Neighbors here to speak with regard to that event, so.
Right, so our event, that particular event is called the Beach Ball. It will be a fun event. Wear your Hawaiian garb, lots of good food. Brooks and BJ Hughes are doing pulled pork for that event. We'll have lots of games, a balloon blast, which is a version of a dunk tank, live auction items, mystery boxes, which will be a ticket drawing, and those are all worth over $300, and this is all in an effort to raise funds for the new swimming pool for Miller.
Okay.
Be a great night. Colin Otteson will be there DJing. I mean, we hope it's just a fun party event
Good.
for the town in the middle of freezing weather. So
Yes.
come and hang out on the beach with us.
And you still have tickets available?
We do. All our reserve tables are sold out, but we do have individual tickets for sale, $50 each. You can stop in and see me at the Closed Garden. Give me a call. We can deliver tickets at this point. We just want as many people there as possible because the need is great. And
Yes.
the pool is a critical piece of our infrastructure in Miller, I believe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you guys for heading that up and doing all that work. Maybe it may help. Who all do you got signed up for dunking?
Will Jones will be in the dunk tank. Harry Harrell will be in the dunk tank. Sheriff Crony will be in the dunk tank. Taylor Droz, and who am I forgetting? Travis Anderberg. And Mr. McGowan, if he happens to show up that night, Mayor McGowan will also be
Yeah,
sitting
okay.
there.
There you go. You got the hit list out there in public forum now.
Yep, exactly. Bring your cash.
All right.
Like I said, there'll be lots of great games, a Plinko game to get, light up party gear, a golf game, test your accuracy. Like I said, the dunk tank. We'll do a liquor lotto, kind of a wine pool kind of thing, except for a little more geared toward the men of the audience, so. Shaping up to be a good
What
night.
time's this start?
Starts at 6, doors open at 6. The first dunk tank person will go in at 6:30, so get there.
Yeah.
When we say doors open at 6, but probably 5:45, we're not gonna turn you away, you show up a little bit early, so.
All right.
Perfect. Thanks again for all you
Yep.
guys'
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
And just-
effort and footwork running stuff.
Yep. And then when you're done with our event, On Hand is throwing diamonds and denim at the end of March. Another great event, again, for the pool, so get with On Hand for tickets to
Yeah.
that event.
Very good.
Perfect.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Just for the record, Mayor McGowan or Mr. McGowan, however you want to do it, did buy his tickets, so I do have them, so. Okay.
I'd make a motion to grant the special event liquor license at the community center on January 31st.
Would you also like to add, we will waive the fee? Want to waive the $50 fee?
I'm fine with that, yep.
Okay,
Second it?
okay, discussion. Hearing none, motion is made and second to grant the liquor license for the Miller Needs a Pool for January 31st with the $50 waive of fee for that license. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you very much. You betcha.
Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
See ya.
See ya.
I will add too, and it was nice to, and I should have, before they left, it was nice to visit to a lot of people that stopped by and wanted to talk about the pool, the need for it, and some of the information regard to the funding that we have to have in place by August, I think, no, April. We have to have another
By
900
April 1st, we need 900,000,
900
and then by August 1st, an additional 500,000.
With that, the money by April, the 900,000, that will allow us to go to bid. We need that before we can legally go to bid, and the additional money is when we can award the contract in August. So that's our goal, and the committee's goal to have that in place by then. So, okay, moving on. Jansen is here with On Hand Economic Development for our quarterly report.
I do have a quick question on the 900,000.
Yes.
Has there been any update this far with that 900, or is it still currently today 900,000? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think as of Friday or this last week, is still that. Since then, we have been getting some donations.
Okay.
So that's how close we are to that.
Nothing major that's going
Nothing.
to change it to
Okay,
800,000,
No.
but I mean, we have gotten some donations, and we're always getting a little bit here and there, but
Sure.
majority of that principal is still needed.
okay, because I did have someone ask me that the other day, because I know there was a number floating around that there was a 900,000 due date by April 1st, but
Yep.
they weren't sure if there was a change in that number, so that's
No.
good to know.
No, not as,
Marginally less than 900,
Okay,
but very marginally.
okay,
yeah. Yeah. Thank you though for the question. you
Yeah.
know. And I think this is always nice to have them so we can address that here so people get the, get that information out there for that, so,
Yep.
yes.
so going forward with the on-hand development quarterly update here, we currently have 2 active revolving loans and 1 additionally in application status. So our active balance remaining for that is $275,708.77. Since last quarter, we've had 2 loans been paid off in full. So that just reflects positive business growth and successful repayment here in town from our businesses that work with us. Our sign and awning program that's still up and running. Applications are currently being accepted. We have a few that's been taken in the last couple of weeks. Nothing has been paid out at this time with those applications. As always, the program continues to support our downtown aesthetics and the business visibility of what people see coming through and us here that we live. Just a review on that, we pay 50% of the project cost or up to $750 for the sign program. And for the awning program, we pay 25% of the project cost or up to $1,500, whatever comes first for both of those. Our employee recruitment program, we have received a lot of informational requests on that. So businesses are calling in, talking about it. This is a good sign. It means that they're visiting about what they can do for their employees that they're bringing in. So that's all we can ask for. We want them to talk about the program and then hopefully be able to use it down the road. With that program, we match $1,500 towards the new employee, and there's regulations that have to be followed. That employee has to stay with that business for 1 year to fulfill that obligation of the $1,500.
If they stay there a year, then they get the money, or do they get it first, or how does that work? Because I've had that question, that's all I'm asking.
So to my understanding, they get it. They get the money. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they get it. Yep. And if so Lane said after the time is served, they do receive that money from on hand and then the business that they are employed with.
Okay.
So it's at the end of that term.
Yeah.
And if they don't fulfill that 1 year, then obviously.
Well, that's what I assumed, but I wanted to
Yep.
make sure that I'm
Yep.
telling the right thing, so.
Yep.
Thank you.
And that business, they can, it's whatever they agree with that employee.
Mm-hmm.
On hand in particular, will only give the $1,500. So,
Yeah.
Our Governor's House project that's underway, the estimated completion with that is next summer, early fall, depending on the build with that. So we're probably looking at the fall of 2027. Currently, we are working on lots to place it. We have lots of ideas that we've been tossing around and stuff, and then the applicant for that. So the Governor's House is a great way for us to bring in a nice home for a younger couple, anybody that fits those regulations. There's a 3-year term that you have to follow to live in a Governor's House. So not anybody can live there, but there's lots of good incentives to do that. So if you guys have applicants that even stop here and talk to you, send them our way, because we have a guy that can sit down with them and see if they can follow that regulation. So our annual event is coming up in March, the end of March. So like Miller Needs a Pool said, their committee, it's relatively an event to raise money for the pool. So our goal at On Hand is to do this year after year and give back to different events. The 2026 beneficiary for us is Miller Needs a Pool. So come out, support that. We aren't gonna know year to year where we're gonna give those funds to, but at least it secures on hand to not take funds from city and county funding. That's our major goal, for the Diamonds and Denim event, to have year after year. Upcoming events that, will be bringing back the Delta Dental Bus, that'll happen May 18th to the 22nd. That just helps kids here. We don't have a dentist, obviously. We're pretty fortunate that we can get that bus to come and help the kids in our town get served, so. Other than that, we just want to thank you for your support. Your support, and along with the county, it keeps our momentum going. So we're grateful
Okay.
to have you guys on board with us.
Thank you, Jensen.
Thank
Any
you.
questions?
Thank you.
I can't express enough how important it is for these quarterly reports, just to get the information of how vital On Hand is to our community and the services they're rendering. I know you can't get specific in some of the
Right.
things that you do, but, you know, this is a very good list of things that you're doing, and, you know,
Yeah.
making not only the council but the community aware of the importance that you bring to our community. So I want to
Yep.
thank you for that.
Call anytime, our phone rings and we'll answer, so.
Good.
And then one other thing that I guess I might make a note on is, the Friendship Center does pay for a little bit of themselves, but it seems like, that overage ends up coming off of the On Hand as well through the community center fund.
Correct.
So that's one more thing I'd say that you guys probably end up putting some money and effort towards as well.
Yep.
And that looks like that's been growing.
Yes, our
Pretty well.
Friendship Center has grown tremendously from where it started to where it is today, and that's super successful. We like to see that, obviously. There might need to be some arrangements in the future with them, but I think it'll be a successful turn of events. I don't see them disagreeing. They know as well as we all know that it's growing.
Yep.
And so,
Good.
yeah.
All right, very good. Thank
I
you.
just have the handout,
All
I'll
right.
just give to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Just an
Thank
overview
you.
of.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good and thorough review.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What I'll do is I'll jump back up to number 2, that I skipped, the 2025 year-end financials, and it's on pages 4 through 12, and just thank you very much again, yeah. Cindy just would like to go over that a little bit with us.
Okay, at the end of 2025, this first page is the bank cash report. This is where our money sits by fund in each of those accounts. Are there any questions on that in particular? Okay, we can move on to the
Yep.
balance sheet. That demonstrates what's unrestricted in each bank, what's restricted, what's assigned for other projects, outlay, that kind of thing. And that is also by fund. Let's see, is it page 10? Actually, let's skip to page 12. The bottom half of it demonstrates what we have for CDs and investments. Currently, we have a coin CD in the general fund that will mature in September at 4.35%. The 211 fund also in September at 4.35%. The electric fund has 2 CDs there. The one maturing in September is 4.35%. The one in October is at 3.85%. And the sewer fund, or the sewer CD over at Coin, also matures in September at 4.35%. Moving down to SD Fit, we have an 18-month fixed U.S. Treasury maturing in September for the electric fund and general fund, both at approximately 3.93%. And then we also earn monthly dividends on the government cash reserve fund part of that. And then at at American Bank and Trust, we have 2 CDs for the general fund, 1 CD for the water fund, and 2 for the sewer fund. And then I also included the amount at maturity in the second to last column there. All right, moving on to the expense and revenue report. This is just a summarized version of the general fund for our revenues and then the expenses by department. Year-to-date, we ended up $214,796.60 in the positive. Originally, we had budgeted to actually end up $216,000 in the negative, having used some savings for those Phase 4 streets. We didn't spend all that money. In fact, we went the other way. So we did a lot of cutting somewhere. So for taxes total, overall, we collected $3,950 more than estimated for property taxes, and we were short $25,300 from attaining the estimated $1.1 million in sales tax. Still going in the right direction as compared to last year, though. I anticipate next year we'll probably actually hit that $1.1 million for sales tax. So that accounts for the total taxes being short $21,350. Licenses and permits, we collected the full amount for annual malt beverage and liquor licenses due. In addition, there was 1 license transfer from Kessler's to Coburn's, if you remember that, and 6 special event liquor license permits at $50 each. $1,000 was estimated to be collected for building permits, and the actual was $1,100. 2 animal licenses were sold and no peddler's permits. So overall, we collected over $365 more on licenses and permits than estimated. If we skip down to private grants and the revenues, which is part of the other sources, if you recall, we received $5,000 from Heartland for our zoning map project, and that will be expended in '26. General fund expenses, our contingency of $25,000 budgeted, $12,665 remained after transferring a total of $12,335 to the council for laptop. Finance office for the 23-24 audit, that should have been paid in '24, but it ended up the rest of it ended up getting paid in '25. Police department computers, if you remember that, they ended up needing those. And then promotion of the city for those banner arms. Elections, we ended up 2,150 remaining because we did not have an election. If we don't have an election this year, I would like to potentially purchase ballot boxes, given that we are either going to have our own site for an election, but on those same days, the school and/or county could also be having an election, so their ballot boxes won't always be available for borrow. So it would just be a good idea from here going forward, since we don't have our own election date anymore, to purchase some additional supplies. For the attorney, we'll keep the budget at $10,000 for 2026, even though 2025 only expended $2,040. For the finance office, professional fees, instead of paying $2,730 for the city's website, which had a 5% increase annually, we switched over to 44i for $250 a month, fixed, and that was beginning in February. The police salary line went over by $15,750 due to not implementing a policy to reduce OT in time as originally planned. one-time budget cuts were made to make up the difference. And then at the fire hall, repairs and maintenance weren't performed as planned, but we will probably be doing those in '26. In the street department, capital improvements had $360,000 budgeted, which included the $216,000 of unrestricted fund balance being used to pay for the Phase 4 streets that were not eligible on the water utilities improvement project. The actual cost of the streets totaled $263,000. Total unexpended funds in the street department, however, was $234,868. The ballpark improvements was over supplemented for the ball field lights. 7,755 of the budget supplement remained unexpended at the end of '25, and it is in the 2026 budget to purchase the next round of lights. And then Heartland grants $5,000 annually from their energy efficiency program to help offset that cost. The pool stayed within its $90,000 budget for 2025. Thank goodness, we didn't have anything go crazy. The park, $15,000 was budgeted for a mower. It remains unexpended and is budgeted for 2026. Capital outlay, one capital outlay resolution was in effect for 2025, which was $20,000 annually for street equipment. A second resolution, as you can recall, was passed in 2025, beginning with the 2026 budget for a police car. And that'll be for 5 years. And in year 5, we'll get that new rig. Other governmental funds, the 211 fund, our BBB tax. For the pool, $10,000 remained unexpended. Again, we didn't have any crazy repairs or anything come up, so we didn't have to use that money for that. And the community center, of the estimated $55,000, we brought in $54,560. 80% is paid to the Miller Community Center, which was $41,400 for the receipts that we received for December of '24 through November of '25. The 501 fund, that's the taxiway and the AWAS projects, which will start in '26. 3 projects took place from 2024 to 2025. 1 was the taxiway design, 2 was the taxiway construction, and 3 was the AWAS design and construction. We paid for most of the taxiway design in 2024, but funding reimbursements were held up with the state and feds until 2025. The last payment made in 2025 for taxiway construction and AWAS did not get reimbursed until January of '26, so that's why it looks a little off. The total 501 fund expenses in 2025 was $137,537, and the total revenue in '25 was $108,937.84. So that looks like a loss of $28,595, but that's just because of when the funding comes in from one year to the next. Water fund. All 2025 project expenses have been reimbursed from the project funding sources, DANR grants and loans. Metered water sales brought in $25,000 more than estimated. Salary lines went over budget after Gordy retired and Trey was hired. Not only did we sell more water, we purchased more water than budgeted. $50,000 was budgeted for meters but left unexpended. Principal and interest payments have not started for Phase 4 funding. In the meantime, surcharge revenues have been collected and remain set aside for loan payments. The electric fund. Electric sales and purchases, it was a slow year due to the nicer weather as compared to previous years. And the surcharge revenue continues to cover the biannual loan payments. The last payment will be in 2035. And for the sewer, Sewer expenses and revenues are pretty straightforward with an ending profit of $33,200. All 2025 project expenses have been reimbursed from the project funding sources, DA&R grants and loans. Principal and interest payments haven't started for Phase 4 funding, but they are set aside for future payments. Any questions?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Stuff. So any questions before we move on? All right. Resolution 2026-4 is to convey land to the school. That's found on pages 13 and 14. Resolution 2026-4, resolution of intent to convey to the Miller School District 29-4, west 30 feet of south 700 feet of north 740 feet of the northeast 1/4 southwest 1/4 of section 11 in township 112 north range 68 west of the 5th PM except the south 29.84 feet. That's part of the street by the football field. To the city of Miller, Han County, state of South Dakota, subject to the easement and reservations of record. Whereas the city of Miller desires to convey to the Miller School District 29-4 the following described property. West 30 feet of south 700 feet of north 740 feet of the northeast 1/4 southwest 1/4 of section 11 in township 112 north. Range 68 west of the 5th PM except the south 29.84 feet as part of the street by the football field. To the city of Miller, Han County, state of South Dakota, subject to the easements and reservations of record. Whereas pursuant to the authority vested in it by and in accordance to South Dakota Codified Law 9-27-29, the city of Miller desires to convey to the Miller School District 29-4 the above described real property to be used by the Miller School District 29-4 for the school purposes, and whereas the transfer of the said real property is in the best interest of the public, and now therefore pursuant to South Dakota Codified Law 9-27-29, be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Miller, South Dakota, hereby approves this resolution of intent to convey certain real property. Section 1. The City of Miller does hereby convey the real property legally described above by a quitclaim deed to the Miller School District 29-4, subject to the grantor reserving a perpetual easement for ingress and egress and for the maintenance of the repair for all utilities, including but not limited to underground electrical lines and water lines for the above described property. Section 2. The said conveyance of real property is made by the City of Miller to the Miller School District 29-4 upon payment of nominal consideration in the amount of $1 being provided by the Miller School District 29-4. Section 3. The mayor is hereby authorized to direct to sign the quitclaim deed for the certain real property conveyed herein. To be dated for day of January of 2026. I entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2026-4.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2026-4.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, motion is made and second to approve Resolution 2026-4 number 2026-4. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next thing is Resolution 2026-5. A resolution adopting the Han County Hazard Mitigation Plan. Whereas the City of Miller, South Dakota recognizes that the threat that natural hazards pose to people and property within the community, and whereas participating in the hazard mitigation plan activities allows the community to identify vulnerabilities and strategies to reduce future risks, and whereas the approved and adopted hazard mitigation plan is help me out. Prerequisite, I can't say it right now. Okay, prerequisite for receiving certain types of federal mitigation funding, and whereas the City of Miller participated in the development of the Han County Hazard Mitigation Plan, which has now been approved by FEMA, and whereas the plan recommends hazard mitigation actions that will benefit the City of Miller by reducing potential losses for future hazard events. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of Miller, South Dakota hereby adopts the Han County Hazard Mitigation Plan as the community's official hazard mitigation plan, adopted the 20th day of January 26. I would entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2026-5.
So move.
Second it.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to approve Resolutions 2026-5. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Prerequisite. Why couldn't I say that? Remember growing up, couldn't say washcloth. Anyway, that's another story. Phase 4, utility improvements. Certification of substantial completion. Those are found on pages 16 and 17.
Make a
Basic.
motion for the mayor to sign and approve the certificate of substantial completion for Phase 4 utility improvements.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made to allow the mayor to sign the Phase 4's certificate of substantial completion. Again, for Phase 4 utility improvements. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. On page 18 and 19 is code enforcement specialist agreement renewal. And nothing was changed from,
Yes, actually, the hourly rate has been increased to keep up with their rising costs. However, this is the first increase in their hourly rates in over a dozen years. So I think that was the only change, was that hourly rate.
that hourly rate not to exceed $85 an hour. Is that the run?
Yes.
Okay. And you indicated this is the first hourly rate since when?
In at least a dozen years,
Okay.
according to Joel.
Okay.
That's the first time they've raised it in that time. I think it was 75 before,
75?
That's what now, 80?
85.
85?
What do we have budgeted for this? Do you remember?
I think we kept it the same. 2025. Here. 5,500, but we only expended 3,660. And he actually anticipates us having less bill. We expect with that increased compliance over the past year that your costs for code enforcement for 2026 will actually be less than previous years.
Well, I'm not a big fan of it, but I'll move to approve it because we're in the middle of some properties that need attention. I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to approve the code enforcement specialist agreement renewal. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Entertain a motion to approve the bills.
So move.
Second.
Move to approve.
We got a second. Motion second. All right. Discussion. Hearing none, motion is made and second to approve the bills. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. And I direct your attention to the correspondence from Jenny's Safe House and read through that. Very interesting read. And very appreciative too of their service.
That was really nice.
Very good.
Yep.
Before we adjourn, it's not on the agenda, but I had someone bring it up. What do we need to do for a notice of quorum for the beach ball?
Oh,
we
we will
have to-
post a notice of quorum on our window here and at the event.
Okay,
And it's 24 hours before the event takes
Okay.
place.
Yeah.
It's just a easy
okay,
paper in the window.
perfect. Just want to make sure that someone brought it
And
up.
just make
Yep.
sure we don't have
Groups.
more than 2 or
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 at the utmost.
Don't do a corner discussion
Yeah.
that
No,
nobody else is
and-
involved
Right.
in. That should
We
be
can't
easy.
all be lined up to dunk the mayor at the same time.
And I, and I appreciate everybody's, understanding of that and compliance with that. And if there's ever going to be anything such as the beach ball that each of us will be in attendance, we will safeguard our responsibilities by not doing anything we shouldn't be doing anyway. So having said that,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
discussion? Hearing, all in favor, motion been made and second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you. I'm glad Shelley